Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another RAVENLOFT review. This time I will be reviewing the RAVENLOFT box set Forbidden Lore. Man, this is just jam-packed with RAVENLOFT Gothic horror goodness. In it, not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 separate volumes, roughly about 60 pages each, of just all kinds of great advice, great settings and situations for your RAVENLOFT campaign. In addition to that, it's got a nice handy-dandy multi-map sheet, including another brand new realm of dread. I think it's called Caladnay, something like that. Caladnay, yeah. Believe it or not, it's a Dark Sun tie-in to RAVENLOFT. So you get an actual desert sort of Dark Sun realm of horror. I'll get into that later. In addition to that, it's got a nice little deck of its own sort of version of the tarot deck, Troika, I think it's called, the Troika deck. Again, I'll go into this tomorrow after I've gotten through the rest of it, as well as a set of, believe it or not, let's see if I can hold these where you can get a good look at them, but tarot dice. So nice. I'm not a big fan of fortune telling in games. It sort of puts the onus on the DM to make certain things happen, and that's too much like a railroad. But believe it or not, it in RAVENLOFT, it actually has a nice home, a nice place to use it. The first book I went through was Dark Recesses, that deals mostly with psionics, but it also ties into the Dark Sun campaign. You know, maybe you want to take your characters from Dark Sun to a RAVENLOFT version of Dark Sun, give them even more to worry about. It goes over psionics, a lot of errata and things like that, mistakes from the psionic handbook for 2nd edition, and then it, tries to squeeze in an entire Dark Sun realm of dread in about 15 pages. They could have done a little more with that, but I get it. It's a crossover, so it allows the GM to have plenty of room to modify it and adapt it. Maybe they'll never even leave Caladnay, and they'll just stay there trying to find their way back to Dark Sun, although it also gives a lot of info on the cultural shock and the world shock should the players in Dark Sun and in Caladnay actually make it to one of the many other realms of RAVENLOFT. The massive differences between the geography, the culture, the overabundance of metal and plants and things like that, but also all the downsides as well, the effect of defilers and their magic on Dark Sun, and how they could, quite easily create their own realm of dread just by, entering into RAVENLOFT. Then the next book is the Nova Arcanum, which is a bunch of spell errata and the changes of spells from the Tome of Magic and how they would be different here in RAVENLOFT. Some magic items, some new spells, all from the perspective of everybody's favorite vampire, that being Strahd. It was kind of a boring read, unless you're really boned up on the spells from 2nd edition and how they're different, as well as the Tome of Magic, which I haven't touched in 20 years, maybe more. So maybe I'll have to go reread the Tome of Magic and then come back at this and be able to put everything back into place. But for those of you who are still playing 2nd edition, using the Tome of Magic and having priests and wizards, magic users in your Dark Sun campaign, this book will come in handy, showing you all the ways that the realms of dread will try to alter the player character's magic, as well as the other magic from the bad guys, how it's improved or intensified because of the effects of the different realms of dread. Then the last book, which I'm actually hoping to get to discuss a lot more over on Gatekeepers tomorrow. They haven't decided if we're going to do it, but this whole book is all about curses. And man, there are some doozies in here, some great tips on making your curses a little bit more impactful and more personalized and more dreadful to the players or NPCs that may be afflicted by one or more curses due to their actions or inactions, I suppose. And wow, very eye-opening. Now I will get to the Cryptic Allegiances and the Waking Dream hopefully tomorrow. I should have enough time to read these, and I guess here's a little sheet that helps you with the deck, or not the deck, but the dice, and what they actually mean in the way of fortune telling. I think it would be a much more interesting way of telling players fortune, let them get to roll the dice, as opposed to the DM, pulling out the deck of cards and trying to interpret it. I mean, it's not much different than the dice, but I just think it'll give the players, literally a little more hands-on options to sort of roll their own fate, and then, hopefully the GM will have time to scribble down the results and then work it into what they're going to do to the players later on down the road, provided everything works out. Again, I'm not a real big fan of trying to throw predestiny and prophecy and things like that into a game. It sort of gives the players a few too many hints, but at the same time it can also keep them on their toes and literally paranoid about every little bump in the night and every little detail you throw their way. It might even be a good thing to get them to start taking notes, but we'll see. I'm still on the fence when it comes to that, but maybe after tomorrow night's discussion or some discussions with some of you folks, we can talk about curses and if and how you use them and what results you may have been able to pull off from tormenting your players with a curse hanging over their head, and of course how you get rid of them. The remove curse spell is sometimes just too easy of an out, and I'd like to think that there would be serious ramifications, if not requirements, to remove a curse of any great magnitude other than your -1 here's and there's. Those are just kind of boring, and I like to really twist that knife once it's in, if you know what I mean, and really make the players worried. Not saying that every game I run is a horror game, but I really do like the idea of being able to drop in horror elements wherever it seems fitting and fun. If you can elicit those emotions of fear and dread and terror and horror and paranoia on your players, you've got them right where you want them, right, guys? So that's all I've got for today. I am going to turn off the camera, go get some fresh air and sunshine before it starts to get dark, because you guys know it's Halloween, one of our favorite holidays here at the Shadow and Sun Show. I hope you guys watched the previous episode. I hope all our friends out there in TV land are having an absolutely wonderful day and a very, very spooktacular, whatever cliche phrase you want to use, for happy Halloween. We love you guys. We couldn't have done it without you. And until next time, folks, happy trails.